everyone, I'm Krista Novisky. Welcome back to Best Health Positively, where we talk all things health, anything from the mindset around our habits to the actual habits themselves, and we cover all sorts of ground here. Today, we're going to get into a concept that we've all been familiar with at one time or another, and that's what we call the comfort zone. And you're probably thinking, yes, the comfort zone. We've all been there, right? Today, we'll drill down on the concept and get specific about what we mean exactly about being in the comfort zone. And then we'll talk about why it's easy to get stuck there. And then finally, we'll wrap it up with an approach to use to get out of the comfort zone. By the way, nothing drastic here. It's going to be a simple approach. So I'll speak for myself here, but I'm sure most of you can relate. I've definitely had times in my life where I found myself being stuck in my so-called comfort zone. And I'm purposely using the word stuck because we seem to have a hard time moving away from it. And I'll tell you why in a minute. And I think it's helpful to get specific and talk about what that looks like for you, what being in the comfort zone looks like for you. So spend some time and think about this for yourself. Of course, I always encourage you to write these things down, kind of use it as an exercise, as a tool, and think about what kinds of thoughts do you have when you're stuck in your comfort zone? What kinds of habits do you have when you're stuck there? How do you engage and interact with the people in your life? What's your mood like? Really think about these things, and it's helpful to write it down, like I say, in black and white. I know I've done this exercise several times before, and when I have done it, it's been super helpful to get me into action, to kind of look at what I'm thinking and doing and the way I'm interacting, and I think, I don't like being here. This is not what I want. This is not my best. So for me, when I've been stuck there, this is what it looks like. Putting things off until tomorrow. I'll get started tomorrow. I'll get into that routine next week, that kind of thing, putting things off. Feeling guilty about not doing the things I said I'd do, making excuses. Every day there's an excuse why I can't do this or that. And being really focused on what I want or what sounds good in the moment. That's one of the big things I notice when I'm stuck in my comfort zone for any period of time. I'm really focused more on what sounds good right now instead of the big picture. So, for example, when I've been stuck in the comfort zone, I might be eating pizza at 9 o'clock at night merely because it sounds good in that moment. I'm certainly not thinking about feeling so bloated in the morning. Now, that's just one example around decision making. And I'll say, even though being stuck in the comfort zone often means we enjoy those things in the moment, it's really not very comfortable at all. Not a comfortable place to be. So you might ask, why do we get stuck and stay there in our comfort zone at times? And I'll tell you what I think. I think we make up this story that it's either or. It's either we stay in our comfort zone or we have to be all in, doing all the things, eating perfectly, working out, meditating, sleeping well, etc. That black and white view, of course, is exhausting, but it also kind of lets us off the hook and gives us this feeling that it's okay to stay in our comfort zone because, we certainly can't do all those things perfectly. But here's where we need to recognize this faulty, illogical thinking and change the story. Because here's the real deal. It's not that either-or scenario that I just described. It's not comfort zone versus living perfectly all in. Not at all. It's actually what I like to think of as comfort zone versus progress. That's it. So just decide that you want to take a step out of that comfort zone. And let's face it, I know no one really wants to stay there because honestly, it's not fun. When you're there, you're not taking steps to fulfill your potential. You're capable of so much more. So that first step is to decide that you've spent enough time there in your comfort zone and you're ready to take some small action toward progress. You don't have to be all in crazy about it, like you're ready to take on the world. You just acknowledge that you've had enough. You've been in your comfort zone too long, and you're ready to take a small action toward progress. When you decide to do this, you're also shifting your perspective and consciously telling yourself that you're leaving that comfort zone. In all that the comfort zone entails, of course, too. And then you consider a small action. Think about a small action step. I also recommend that you make a list of small action steps that you can take. And once you do take some action, you've transitioned into progress. So just to recap, the exercise here, for those of you who might be feeling stuck in your comfort zone right now, go ahead, like I said before, list how you think and act while you're feeling stuck there, and then make a small list of steps, small steps, that you can start to take that will allow you to get into progress. Remember, we're transitioning from comfort zone to progress. And this exercise will help you to make that shift in perspective. It's simple, but it can be very effective. Now, of course, life ebbs and flows. And yes, from time to time, we're going to feel stuck again. Life happens. But it's my wish for you, and for me too, that with intentional planning and small action, you'll stay on the path of progress. And those times that you feel stuck, that you're kind of back in your comfort zone feeling stuck, that those times won't last long. They'll be much shorter in duration. That's the goal here. So that's what I'm working on, just staying on the path of progress. I hope you'll join me. And if you're feeling stuck right now and you just need a little push or direction, I hope you'll reach out. I'd love to hear from you. We can just chat about it briefly and make sure you're moving in the right direction, moving toward your path to progress. The links to message me are in the show notes, or you can also email me at KristaNowitzki@gmail.com. And as always, thank you for being here. If you found this helpful, will you think about sharing this episode with someone else? I'd appreciate it so much. Take care, and I'll see you guys here again next time.